Welcome. I'm Priyanka Shah, Vice President, West Bengal Marketing Council. And today is our next episode of Pehchan, the virtual platform, which is used to showcase women entrepreneurs, help grow. They can showcase their skills, their services, and their products, and to reach to the target audience. Today, we have Rupa Motwani with us, who has a passion for Indian weaves and Indian fabrics. And let us listen from her how she is growing and what is her forte. Rupa, over to you.
Thank you, Priyanka. Hello, everybody. I'm Rupa Motwani from the city of Joy, Kolkata. I started my business about 4 years ago, and I started by simply designing portlies and sling bags and clutches. And then when I saw the response, I said, okay, now let me, try something more. And I saw that there was a huge scope in finding and sourcing authentic lightweight Banarsis. And then I went to Banaras and went into the weavers clusters. And then from there, I have been trying to, expand my work. And I've been doing a lot of exhibitions before the pandemic. But yes, during the pandemic, I have mainly been using Facebook and WhatsApp. And I've tried to do and market my products as much as possible. And that is how I have been working.
Well, Rupa, I want to ask you, how do we know whether they are authentic Banarsi or natural dyes, as far as the weaves are concerned?
It's a very, very important question, Shilpa. The first thing when we buy a Banarsi or a hand block, you have to see that they are never, they're never white. It'll either be a beige or an off-white kind of a tinge. And the second way, of course, is if you give them for washing. So after the wash, when they come, they should not fade. The color enhances, becomes deeper. So you can easily understand that.
Rupa, the one which you are adorning right now, that red, is it a Banarsi?
Yes, this is a lightweight Banarsi dupatta with all multicolored on chanderi. So you can do a lot of mix match. You just wear a plain kind of a kurta and you do this and you look very dressy.
Right. Yeah, it looks very festive. Like you can just dress up, just put that dupatta and dress up. So are there any products which you can show us right now, or do you have a boutique or something which you can show us?
Yeah, I have been working from home. I have a small boutique at home and I keep all my stuff here. I can just show you a few ranges. But before I do that, I must tell you that I have Banarsi sarees, I have suit pieces, dupattas, I have hand block sarees which are on cotton linen. I have table covers, bed covers. So I'll just show you a few. Like this is a multicolored dupatta, which having so many colors with the black base, with blue, pink, golden tinge. So you do a lot of mix match, party wear kind of stuff. Then there's another one, which is, this is on cotton linen. This is a hand block thing with a little silver border. So you can wear it, even a school teacher can wear, or you can even wear for a, friends get together kind of a thing. There's another one which has a traditional meenakari work. So this is again, a summer wear. It's not always what I believe, that we have this conception that Banarsi is something for a wedding or a ritual.
Right.
But what I'm trying to, bring out and the products I'm trying to keep is something that you can wear for any occasion. It's not just specific that you wear it once and then you keep it. Like this is a charcoal gray with silver weaves. And over here, I don't know if visible, there are these self designs. This is a natural block print table cover. So this is a 6-seater table cover. And this is not pure white. This is an off-white kind of a thing. So this tells you this is a natural kind of thing. And I have something very simple, just a simple clutch. You wear something very simple, where take a clutch and you stand out.
Lovely collection. I'm definitely coming over there for my Diwali shopping. So I really like the whole idea about this variety. So from tablecloth to clutches to portlies to dupatta, saris, everything is there, right? So So definitely this is helping the local weavers or the local craftsmen get work.
Very
Is it
much,
happening?
very much. In fact, the Banarsi, the clusters over there, due to the pandemic, they have not been able to get much work. But, you know, since I have been working with them, and even the little orders that I give them, they feel so happy. So I really feel good, you know, and one of my main weavers, they have been in the weaving business for the last 3 generations. And
Okay.
he's the first generation who's actually gone to school, and he's past his 12.
Oh,
So
wow.
they are progressing, but they're trying to maintain and keep that tradition on.
Nice. So one more question which I would like to ask you is like these Banarsis, like I am procuring you, and then these are the same weavers, these are the same fabric which goes to this big stores, like those
Yes.
big names, if I say Sabyasachi or Ritu Kumar,
Yes.
or so is it the same thing with a different like a price, inflated price over there? Is it the same or there is some difference? Just a general question which came to mind.
There are a very good question. There are two things. When I was going and, you know, I walked into that cluster, it's a huge cluster. So there are a lot of middlemen involved. So you have to, it's like a barrier. And, you know, you have to cross that barrier and you have to find that authentic person. That is the most important challenge. In fact, I have also met one of the weavers who has supplied a lot of stuff to me, who has been supplying to Sabyasachi. But what happens, Sabyasachi is doing, you know, he has his specifications are different, and he's more into brocades. I am not into wedding wear. I am more into, you know, daily wear, which you and I can wear. I'm catering to a target who is a woman who wants to, you know, have that heritage thing, but yet she wants something new, something which is modern. So not just a typical kind of a thing. So I'm catering to a more larger city-based mass.
So they are your target audience. So who exactly is your target audience?
Like I was saying, my target is somebody who is looking at not just a wedding wear, but a salwar suit, maybe, you know, where she can go for a dinner, or if she's going to a club, or even a teacher who's teaching in school. So it's all lightweight, something that you can carry it off. I mean, not very heavy. At the same time, it has that, the pattern, the design, the cloth, you know, something like in Calcutta, the summers are hot. So you need a soft chanderi. You cannot wear silk and go. So you need a soft chanderi, but at the same time, you want to look a little different. So you can do a combination, a mix match kind of a thing.
Rupa, I want to know something. Like, how do we like these Banarasis which you showed? They are really beautiful, but how are they priced? Like, if somebody wants to buy it from you, what will be the price range?
Okay, so my price range in terms of the salwar suits, they begin from 1600 onwards for the Banarsis. I have batuas that are as small gift ones, which are as cheap as 100 rupees also. And then depending on the workmanship, the type you want, the price ranges.
Okay.
Like
And
what? Yeah. Say.
And then
So Rupa, Rupa wanted to know that you said you have a boutique and you are based out at Calcutta, right? So how are the people all over India, like pan India, will they be able to get the privilege of buying from you? Is it possible?
Of course, of course.
Oh, nice, lovely.
Before the pandemic, I used to participate in a lot of exhibitions. In fact, the first exhibition that I was able to participate, I got this opportunity to exhibit my products, was organized by a friend of mine. She has a carnival every year by Sujata Bose. And the NGO, she runs an NGO, and the proceeds go to the underprivileged people. So after that, I was able to participate in a lot of exhibitions. But during the pandemic, I have been using a lot of Facebook and WhatsApp. And you know, my clients can contact me, and then I can have it delivered anywhere pan-India.
Ashi, you're muted. Ashi, you're muted.
sorry, Rupa, I want to know, like, do you think that platforms like Facebook and all this help people in getting for their market and the audience?
It is giving them exposure. So
Right.
today, instead of me, telling everyone, look, I am doing this. So I'm using Facebook to tell this is what it is. And then they personally get back to me that this is exactly what I want. So I may have, put 2 pictures of 2 saris. They may want something else. So they get back to me, and then depending on the need, the requirement, I can even customize if required. So I can do that.
So it's basically helpful. you mean to
Of
say.
course, it is helpful.
That's nice. Yeah, social media definitely has seen a
Of course.
huge growth in the last
Access,
2 years.
yes, a wide
Yes.
base.
Yeah. So it was really nice interacting with you, Rupa, and definitely it was a delight to see that, yeah, we can also wear something nice, this ethnic at a very reasonable price and so nicely done. And your warmth, definitely it only attracts people, that warmth on your face.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rupa, for coming and telling us about your products. And we wish you all the best for all your events, exhibitions, and your products. And we would like to, I would like to thank Ashu, who is looking into the operational and the technological issues of all the West Bengal Marketing Council. And not only West Bengal Marketing Council, I think she's handling the whole of the region, all the councils in some way or the other. She is definitely helping each council. And Swati Almal, who is our president, and right now she's slightly unwell. And next week we will see her back with the band with all her vivacious energy, which we are missing badly. And thank you so much, Shilpa, for always being that pillar, that support, and always ever ready. So on behalf of West Bengal Marketing Council and the National Marketing Council and our social media partner, we thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Priyanka.